The year was 1945. A world consumed by conflict held its breath. For nearly 6 years, the shadow of World War II loomed large. Millions were drawn into the vortex of this global struggle. America rose to the challenge, turning the tide of war. Yet, victory came at a steep price. Countless young lives were cut short on distant battlefields. Then the news the world longed to hear arrived. The guns fell silent. World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, was over. The news of Germany's surrender, signaling the end of the war in Europe, sparked an outpouring of jubilation across the United States. VE Day, as it came to be known, dawned bright and clear, the promise of peace hanging in the air like a tangible presence. Church bells pealed, their joyous chimes echoing through city streets and rural hamlets alike. Factory whistles blew, their shrill cries a symphony of relief and exhilaration. In cities large and small, Americans poured into the streets, their faces alight with a mixture of joy and disbelief. Strangers embraced, tears of happiness streaming down their cheeks. Confetti rained down from office buildings, transforming avenues into swirling kaleidoscopes of color. Times Square, the bustling heart of New York City, became a sea of humanity, its iconic billboards momentarily forgotten amidst the euphoria. Sailors, their white uniforms stark against the surging crowds, engaged in impromptu celebrations, hoisting nurses and young women onto their shoulders in a spontaneous display of shared joy. The air crackled with a palpable energy, a collective sense of relief washing over the nation. The war in the Pacific, however, raged on. American forces, battle-hardened and determined, continued their relentless push towards the Japanese home islands. The fighting was fierce, the sacrifices immense. Yet, even amidst the ongoing conflict, the hope for peace flickered brightly, fueled by the victory in Europe and the unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause. Then, on August 6, 1945, the world entered the atomic age. The United States, in a desperate gamble to end the war and spare countless lives, unleashed a weapon of unimaginable destructive power on Hiroshima, Japan. 3 days later, a second atomic bomb fell on Nagasaki. The devastation was unimaginable, the loss of life staggering. On August 14, 1945, Japan announced its surrender. World War II, in all its brutal totality, was finally over. News of Japan's surrender triggered a second wave of celebrations across the United States. VJ Day, as it would forever be remembered, witnessed scenes of jubilation that rivaled, and in many cases surpassed, those of VE Day. Americans, weary of war and buoyed by the prospect of a lasting peace, once again took to the streets, their collective relief echoing across the land. Section 4, From Foxholes to Front Porches, The Hallowed Return. The end of the war ushered in a period of profound change and readjustment for the United States. Millions of servicemen and women, their tours of duty complete, returned home to a nation eager to embrace them. Train stations and bus depots overflowed with returning veterans, their faces etched with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. For many, the transition back to civilian life proved challenging. The horrors of war, the loss of comrades, and the scars, both visible and invisible, lingered long after the guns fell silent. Yet, amidst the challenges, there was an undeniable sense of hope, a collective determination to rebuild their lives and contribute to the burgeoning peace. Families, separated by vast distances and the fog of war, were reunited in tearful embraces. The empty chairs at dinner tables, poignant reminders of the sacrifices made, were once again filled with the laughter and stories of loved ones. The return of the veterans had a profound impact on communities across the country. These men and women, tempered by the crucible of war, brought with them a new maturity, a deepened sense of purpose, and a shared determination to build a better future. They were, in many ways, the embodiment of a generation forever changed by the shared experience of war. Section 5, Echoes of Jubilation, Reflections on a Nation's Resurgence. The celebrations that marked the end of World War II were more than just expressions of relief and joy. They were a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a collective affirmation of the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable adversity. For many Americans, the memories of those momentous days remained vivid decades later. The sights and sounds of victory parades, the taste of celebratory drinks, the feeling of unity and shared purpose. These were more than just fleeting moments in time. They were indelible imprints on the national psyche, reminders of a time when the country came together, united in its determination to overcome a common enemy.